Did you know we have a water minister? It's true, we do. Steve Double, the MP for New Kingston Austell down here in Cornwall. He was on Twitter last week, having been to Cornwall's largest reservoir, Colliford Lake, and to the local waterworks, apparently in an exercise to find out what South West Water were doing to combat the dry weather. Apparently he had to be told to look serious because there's a drought on. I can't imagine what the water minister thought the water company could do about the lack of liquid sunshine my corner of the country is famous for. A Native American rain dance, perhaps. Get the local group of druids out for some kind of a ritual, because rest assured, if there's no clouds in the sky, it ain't going to rain. You'd think that'd be Water Administration 101, how rain works, but I guess Steve skipped class. Being the MP for the surf capital of Great Britain, you'd think water would be something he knows a bit about, but evidently nobody had the time or the crayons to draw him a picture. Compounding his lack of knowledge in his apparent field of expertise, he was on Radio Cornwall yesterday morning talking about the hosepipe ban set to begin in Cornwall next week. He was asked about enforcement of it.
Will there be enforcement with this? Will there be someone dishing out fines on behalf of a water company? And where will that money go?
That's a good question where the money goes. I don't know the answer to that. But yes, I mean, potentially there are fines. We don't want to go down that route. We hope that people will just behave responsibly and do the right thing for these, the coming weeks while this ban is in place.
Because I don't think we've had a hosepipe ban down here in Cornwall since 1996, so it is still enforceable. There's some legislation somewhere tucked away that people could be fined if they're caught using a hosepipe.
That's my understanding, yes. Yeah.
He doesn't know where the money from fines goes. Potentially there are fines, but he isn't sure. He thinks there's legislation. Now, we can be a bit charitable to Steve. He's only been the water minister for a month and he'll have been on holiday, I'm sure. But if he can afford time to tour reservoirs, he can read his bloody brief. It took 2 seconds to look up the Flood and Water Management Act of 2010, and fines are up to £1,000. However, it's also true that most water companies have never prosecuted anyone for breaking these rules, including South West Water. So really, is this a meaningful appointment or just an exercise by the Tories to look like they give a damn? Particularly since Double was one of those MPs who voted to dump sewage in our rivers.